Here, broadcasting from the Bone Studios today. I'm not at school, so um, I just wanted to let you guys know that we've changed the target dates on the edgenuity classes. So that would be Mrs. Peddley's classes, my class, and Mr. Wachowski's class. And I'm just showing this here for you to get an idea. This target date used to be in the middle of April, so that it gave you like a week after we came back to complete it. Now, I don't have a problem with that, except it gives you a false sense of progress. And then, it based your percentage of progress based on really 2 weeks later than it should be. The 27th is the last day of the marking period. It's also the day before spring break officially starts. So I think for most of you, that's going to be your target. That's when you would really like to be done. You don't want to be working on this over spring break. Some of you may want to work on it longer. For my classes, and I'm only going to speak for my classes right now. You can talk to your other teachers. For my classes, I am going to start entering grades on the 27th, and those will go into, I'm going to enter grades after the 27th, so they go into the fourth marking period. So don't worry for my classes about it being late or something like that. I did give you just these targets so you would have a good idea keeping track of your own progress. Now, the other thing, when you are doing activities and when you are submitting answers to questions, do not hit the submit button after every question. That submits your whole activity, and that causes us to have to go back in, reset activities, which then causes you to have to redo the whole activity if that's what you want to do. Something to think about. Let me show you up here. Here we go. So your assignments, and this is pretty much like normal Skyward grading, your activities go into your assignments. Okay, that's 30% of your grade. If you mess up on one single activity, you still have all the other activities plus the tests and quizzes to help with your grade. If repeating that whole activity isn't something you necessarily have to do, then just go on to the next one. Some of you have already asked me to reset the activities. I can do that. Give me time to do that when you request. It's not something that happens immediately. It does require me to go in and dig down into the classes and all that kind of stuff. So it can be done, but it's not something that you or I want to do very often. So make sure you're checking that out. Don't hit submit after every question. Wait till you're done with the whole thing. And remember that if I do have to reset, that it takes you back to the beginning of the whole activity and you have to repeat the whole thing. Also, just a reminder here while I'm looking at it, your tests and quizzes are set to a 60% passing. So if you get more than 60%, it's going to push you on to the next section no matter what. If you're under 60%, it'll make you retake it. You get a certain number of retakes. After you run out of those retakes, it's going to push you through anyway. So do your best you can on your first one. If you don't want to end up with low scores, you want to shoot for that best score every first time so you can get that best first score. Other than that, I think that's all I have for you today. If there's anything else, I'll check in with you again tomorrow. And